and welcome. I am so happy to see you all here. It warms my heart and my soul, and it is just beyond fabulous to have everyone come again this week. This place is magical. This place is special. If you haven't felt it yet, hopefully you'll feel it later on today. So with that, let us go and go forth and enjoy this service. Open your hearts and your minds and your souls to what you feel. And our first hymn is 526. What a friend we have in Jesus. You are here. And just if you weren't here when the announcements were going on, there are several things still going on here almost every day of the week. We have our food pantry, and we want to thank you for the outpouring, not only from this congregation, but to the community when we came up with nothing at all. I mean, it just filled our pantry to the point we got another freezer to hold some of this stuff. That's beyond fabulous. The other thing is, right after church today, Betty Twardy has invited the choir and any friends of the choir to come across the street to her house, and you're all welcome. Then the other thing is the Faith Breaks is in need of a little push here. If anyone usually gives to the Faith Breaks, we would like you to do that at this time, if you feel led. And we will be recording new ones, correct, Sandy?
Yeah, anybody that would like to actually record one, it's very simple. It takes a minute, literally a minute. And I just let me know, because I'd love to have some new voices coming over there.
Faith Breaks is on WENT at least twice a morning. And what we do is Sandy provides us with a little message to give. We go over to WENT, record it, and then it keeps playing, and they alternate them. If you have a voice that speaks and you have the love of God in your heart, please consider helping us do that. You know, they hear the same old ones all the time. We need some new voices, since now we have some up and new people. We have a visitor today that I would like to welcome. And she's just traveling through town. So, you know, and she liked what she saw on the website for us, so, in the internet, so here she is. We have another couple here that is not new to us, but is new at the service today, so welcome to you also. And have I forgotten any announcements? No, then let's go forth. Let us pray. Lord, you give to us, and now it is our time to give to you. Please accept these gifts and these offerings so that we may be your servants and spread your love anywhere and everywhere that you guide us. So with that, we will now receive the tithes and gifts. Amen.
Okay, I have to tell you something, because I don't want you to do this. I said to my husband, why do I volunteer to sing? Because you like singing. I said, I've been practicing all week. And he said, yes, I know. That's when I go outside. Don't believe me. I know he was joking.
Yes, that is absolutely one of my most favorite songs. Sharon?
Me too. Have you got it up there?
We will find it very quickly for you.
Thank you. I forgot to bring my, right up there. Okay. The reading this morning is from
Jeremiah
Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. May God's blessing be on these words.
Thank you. Let us now turn our hearts to prayer. Oh, gracious God, we have so many burdens that we lift up to you in our hearts and in our minds. When we do pray, we hand them over to you in hopes that you hear. You truly are an awesome God. You have given us everything. We just have to see it and hear it and know what to do with it. We thank you for the beauty of this earth. We thank you for the beauty of the people. We thank you for all that is there. I thank you personally for this church. We all thank you for the family we have here, the family that we have at home, and the very many friends we have made throughout our lives. Some we still have, some we don't. But once again, we thank you, for they touched our lives and made us part of who we are. We ask that you continue to guide us, to give us strength, to give us hope, to move forward as we have to jump over so many hurdles to accomplish your work. We feel you have a plan for us, and we are trying to work through it. We ask you to be with each of us today while we are here, that the words that are heard will touch your hearts. We ask that as we leave this place, we take with us growth of love, movement in love, strength in love, a stronger faith, and a stronger hope. May we be here to help each other and those we don't even know, the strangers we will meet. We welcome them in your name. Jesus came and showed us how to live. And hopefully, we have taken it in. And with that, let us pray the prayer he taught his disciples and us to say. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Before we sing the next hymn, which will be number 600, I was at a Mission U study last week, and what we studied was the Lord's Prayer. I asked them to do it in sign language. Anybody here know sign language? You'd like to come up and do the Lord's Prayer? Could you do the whole thing? Oh,
No, I know a little bit.
okay.
Just enough.
Just to
get me
start,
right.
our Father who art in heaven. We'll learn the rest later. With that, let us stand and sing number 600, Wonderful Words of Life. You may be seated. Do you know God's love? Can you feel it?
Yep.
Right here, right now. Oops, I guess I'm supposed to do this, aren't I? Oops. Yes. Well, to start with knowing God's love, I'm going to read 1 Corinthians 13, the chapter. But the one I'm going to use is from the translation of the Message. A little different. You all know the other one. You've heard it in millions of weddings. This one, I just want to share with you. It's slightly different. If I speak with human eloquence and angelic ecstasy, but don't love, I'm nothing but a creaking of a rusty gong. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all his mysteries and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I have nothing. If I give everything I own to the poor, and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've gotten nowhere. So no matter what I say, what I believe, and what I do, I'm bankrupt without love. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut. It doesn't have a swelled head. And it doesn't force itself on others. Isn't always me first. Doesn't fly off the handle. Doesn't keep score of sins of others. Doesn't revile when others grovel. Takes pleasure in the flowering of truth. Puts up with anything. Trust God always. Always looks for the best. Never looks back, but keeps going to the end. Love never dies. Inspired speech will be over someday. Praying in tongues will end. Understanding will reach its limit. We know only a portion of the truth, and what we say about God is always incomplete. But when the complete arrives, our incompletes will be canceled. When I was an infant at my mother's breast, I gurgled and cooed like an infant. When I grew up, I left those infant ways for good. We don't yet see things clearly. We're squinting in a fog, peering through a mist. But it won't be long before the weather clears and the sun shines bright. We'll see it all then. See it all as clearly as God sees us, knowing Him directly just as He knows us. But for right now, until the completeness, we have 3 things to do to lead us towards the consummation. Trust steadily in God, hope unswaveringly, and love extravagantly. And of course, the best of these 3 is love. Says the same thing, but a little different. Can you relate to it as well as you relate to the other one? I'm sure you can. Do you feel God's love mostly like when you're sitting here in church? Is that where you feel His love the most? Or is it, or don't you try to feel it each moment of every day? That's what we're supposed to do. Boy, that's hard though when you got 9 million other things going on in your life, isn't it? You don't know what to do, where to stop, where to listen. Next, is there only one kind of love? I bet most of you will say no. Because do you love your parents the same way as you are supposed to love your siblings? And I say that with a tongue in cheek. Many of you know my sister, and we didn't always get along very well. And we even love our friends in a different way. And we even love our children in still another way. So our love for God is certainly different than any of those. But let's think about it. God. What do you think of when you think of God? What do you see? What's the image you have that comes out? This was put, and this was in the upper room yesterday. A 12-year-old girl going through confirmation had to pick a picture image of what she thought fit for her a picture of God. She chose an open field covered in sunshine. I was hoping for a little sunshine today, but we might get it later, we're hoping. But if not, what is your image? I think of a beautiful, especially this time of year, a sunflower field. Isn't that God's work? Isn't that God? I do want you all just to look out that side, out that window, or even out that window, but that's a brick wall. Look out that window, because what do you see but green? Trees growing. Sometimes we catch kids playing, or dogs running.
Or birds in the field.
Or birds in the field. There have been geese here this morning to visit. That's why when Malcolm was playing his eyes on the sparrow, I said his eyes on the geese, because there were about 12 of them over here by the door.
Yesterday there was like 40.
Yeah. But how does God love us? Unconditionally. You know how I know that? The Bible tells me so. It does. It tells you God's love is unconditional. He cares about what we've done, but it doesn't change his love. So if you did a oops, guess what? God still loves you. That never changes. That never, ever goes away. Is he disappointed in you? Maybe a little. I have children, so there have been times I have said to them, I love you, but I don't like you right now. I think God says that to me once in a while. But when you hear it and know it and feel it, you can turn yourself around and God will say, yes, my good and faithful servant, I truly love you. You know why we grow in love? Because we've first been loved. And not just by God. We've been loved by our families, our friends, our cousins, whomever. We've been loved. We know love. Back in the 60s, they did a little bit of an experiment which sent shivers up my spine. They had these babies in orphanages. Some of the babies they fed, changed their diapers, and put them back in their cribs. No nurturing. Then they had another set of babies. They fed, they changed, and they nurtured. Which ones grew up to thrive in society? The ones that were loved. So if you have felt any kind of love, you know how to love. Or if you didn't like the way you were loved, you know how to change it. We are still loved by God. You can feel it if you try. You know, God came to us through Jesus and left with us the Holy Spirit. Has your love grown today for anything? Did it grow yesterday? Will it grow tomorrow? That's the whole purpose. Grow in love. Get to know His love and grow in His love. First slide. Love is defined. And I just read that to you. Next one, maybe. If I don't have love, I have nothing. Love is essential to live a good life. If we don't love, we have nothing. If we're angry, we have nothing. If we are mediocre, we have nothing. But if we grow in love towards each other, we just gain more love and more love. And that's a warm, fuzzy feeling. Slide. Love gives us the means to understand others. Jesus gives us a commandment to love one another. It wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't, well, it'd be nice if you did this. It was, I command you to love one another. I don't know about you personally, and I don't like to be told what to do. Would I have wanted God to command me, or Jesus to command me to do something? Well, I should. Do I want my mother or father to command me to be home at 11 o'clock? I'm going to come in at quarter after, just to spite them. But they'll still love me. Well, they may give me what for, but, you know, they're still going to love me. I truly at times want my own way. Do any of you want your own way? Of course, yeah, of course. Don't mess with me today. I want to do it my way. But you know what? My way may not be the best way. But as we grow in God's love, we realize that God's way and God's love are so much better for us. In that time, we will have joy and happiness. Happiness is in the happenings. Joy is in Jesus. Next. If you love, you will be equipped with everything you need. You will never, ever need anything else. Love is patient. Love is kind. We just did all of that with Pastor Brad. Do you remember what the fruit of the Spirit's were? Oh, come on, folks.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. You've had 2 months of this, you guys.
We wanted Janet to do it.
You wanted Janet to do it. You left it for Janet. Oh, Pastor Brad. So in order to love, you need a relationship with God. What's your relationship with God? Do you just go to Him when times are troubled? Or do you go to Him every day? Do you treat Him like a friend? Do you treat Him like a mentor? Or do you treat Him like, I'll get to you later when I've got time? You need to turn to God, and He will turn to you. It's the time to let go of our burdens, and we all have them, no matter how big or how small. A time to rejoice is our happiness and happenings, but enjoy our feelings and our emotions. And most of them can be good, but some can be bad. So Sharon read for us, and I'm going to read this version of Jeremiah from the Message again. I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. Plans to take care of you, not abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. When you call on me, when you come and pray to me, I'll listen. When you come looking for me, you'll find me. Have you looked for God? How many of you have played the game hide and seek as a kid?
Yeah, of course.
Somebody hides, and you got to find them. Have you ever played and not found somebody? Yeah, they found a really good place to hide. That's not God. God's not hiding where you can't find Him. I like Ali Ali in free. Everybody comes in when you can't find Him, right? So say to God, Ali Ali in free, God, please come to me. Can we even fathom the amount of God's love? You know, we only feel and use the tip of the iceberg. And what vast amount of God's love is below the surface. Think of how much God loved us to give us His Son, to show us the way of love. Jesus had to suffer for us. The one good thing about this is, God knew what the outcome would be. Yes, Jesus suffered, but God took Him home, as He will take you home. Charles F. Stanley said in a reading that I had done this week, friend, when you refuse to deal with a problem God has pinpointed for you, you don't lose your standing with Him. You're still saved and loved, but your fellowship or closeness to Him is broken. You need to patch it up. You need to get close again. Another thing is 1 Samuel 16:7. It says, "For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart." How much do we judge people by what they look like? How many times do we say, "Ooh, I don't want to sit next to them"? Or can you hear the kids going, "Oh, he's got cooties, he's got cooties"? You know, let's face it. We've all had that. I first started wearing glasses, I got called four eyes. But before that, I was cross-eyed. So take your pick, which was better? You know? So, we've all been called names. We've all been judged. But it's up to us to try not to judge. I cannot tell you how many times in a day you judge. Every minute. You judge what you're going to put on. You're going to judge a little bit about what you're going to eat. Is that going to be enough? Do I need more? Do I have enough money to go to the store? What do I want to buy? It goes on and on and on. So if we don't look at the outward appearance, and we get to know people through their hearts, is it a whole nother world? Sometimes. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you think, well, how come they look like that today? Well, maybe I forgot to iron my shirt, you know, who knows? But you guys all know the heart. The heart. What's God seeing in your heart? You're hoping, right? You're hoping He's seeing all the goodness. Again, do you feel God's love? If so, how? Again, love is patient, love is kind. And as we grow in love, we acquire these attributes. As we acquire the fruit of the Spirit, we acquire deeper and stronger love. We become a reflection of God's love. Doesn't that make you feel good? That you might be a reflection of God's love. I can only remember, you know, the reflector on the bikes when you're riding them at nighttime or things. I mean, they've improved so much from when I rode a bike that, you know, it's a big difference. But that reflector let somebody know you were there. Does God's love reflect through you so they know you are there? The scripture of 1 Corinthians, which I have read, gives you a list of the antibiotics or antidotes to grow in love. Think about it, go home, reread it, but it does. And the greatest of these is faith, hope, and love. And I want you to think, all of you that bake or cook, if you leave out an ingredient, how does it taste? Not so good, huh? Just think if you just put flour or cake mix and water together. You forgot the egg, or you forgot the baking soda. How's your cake going to be? Not very good, huh? Maybe we can cover it up with jam or something like that so it'll taste better. Or a thick layer of frosting, you know? But we talked about the fruit of the Spirit. Where does fruit grow? On a tree. Think of that tree, a substantial tree, a strong tree. It grows the fruit. You're the tree. You're the strong tree trunk. What happens when you take a fruit tree and shake it? Or a branch? What happens? The fruit falls. It lands in a basket, on the ground, for someone to take and be nourished. We need all the ingredients to bake a cake. We need all the fruit of the Spirit to show love. Let's remember, Janet gave them to us. Love, joy, peace, patience. Oh, I need help in that department some days. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I need help in that one too once in a while. Matthew 7:17 through 20 says, likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So thus by their fruit you will recognize them. Will you be recognized by your fruit? Love will endure forever. The more love we have, the more like God we are. The more love we have, the more love we have to give to others. In a time frame, faith and hope are within time. You have faith for a time, you have hope for a time. Love is the finale. It is the best and most hoped for faith that you have. Because seeing God and all His love is the finale that we will have face to face. Knowing God's love is with you. Amen. Our last hymn, if you would like to stand and sing 170. Oh, how I love Jesus, and I'm going to get you out 15 minutes early instead of 15 minutes late, I think. Oh, well, when the words are said, it's done.
Tell Pastor Brad.
He'll sing it, I'm sure. We could sing an extra hymn. Let's sing the last one, and then we'll pick one more just so it's not so bad. All right, if you want to get out your hymnals, we're going to do number 364, Because He Lives. It's all because God lives, and Jesus lived among us, that we can face tomorrow. Why do we only have one candle now on the altar? The other one fell over and broke. But I want you to know that I looked up. Why do we have two candles on an altar? And of course, there's different reasons. One is so that way back when the priest could read his notes when he was getting ready for communion. The other one is Jesus as human and Jesus as divine. So this is Jesus, the human form. We tried to light it, but it didn't stay lit. This is a Christ candle. That's Jesus, divine. Okay? Look up what you need. Know what you need. The future you hold is from the love of God. Grab a hold of it. wrap yourself in it. And of course, wrap others in it. We do have fellowship next door if you would like to join us. And thank you all for being here. Have a great week.